Alright, so for this video, I'm going to do the maple syrup kombucha. So what I've already done is I've already brewed up a batch of black tea. So I'm just going to add that to my cleaned and sanitized vessel. I brewed this tea within this Brewer's Edge mash and boil. If you're interested in hearing about that process, check out some of my other videos where I go into detail on that. So there's my tea. As far as the sugar, I've heard to use about 3/4 of a cup of maple syrup. So I'm going to just kind of pour, ballpark, a little under a cup. So I have about 3/4 of a cup right here. A little more. I'm going to pour that right in. Now I'm going to take this cup. I have some kombucha vinegar here in my SCOBY hotel. Typically I would just do 1 cup of starter per gallon I'm brewing. But this is an experimental sugar. I've never done it before. There's a higher chance that I'll get mold. So I'm going to double that, maybe triple. We'll see how much I can fit in here. That's 2 cups. I'm going to put like 2.5 and then a SCOBY in there. All right, it's close to 3. I think that'll be good. I've pre-cut some SCOBYs here. Some people don't use them, but I like to. I feel like that little bit of coverage helps to start that fermentation process. And then I'm just going to give it a little bit of a stir. I always like to use these bandanas to top it off. And then I have a lid with a hole cut in it. I'll just screw that on top. I'm going to put that on a heater and let that go. The one other thing I'm going to do is all of these experiments, I'm going to separate it from my primary kombucha setup and from each other. Just in case one of them gets mold, I don't want them all to get it. So that's maple syrup kombucha. I'll pick up once this is done. Alright, so my kombucha I brewed with maple syrup is done with the primary fermentation. I did give it a taste, and surprisingly, it doesn't really taste like maple syrup anymore. It tastes more kind of just like a brown sugar, which I thought was interesting. But kind of the whole thought around doing this is I thought it'd be cool to have something that tasted like maple syrup. So for the secondary fermentation, I think I am going to put a little bit in each of the containers just to get more of that maple syrup flavor. I'm also going to do a little experiment with a piece of bacon, which I'll put into this bottle. Not really sure how much to use, so I'm just going to put kind of a drop in there. Alright, so these are all bottled up. I'm going to let them do their thing for the secondary fermentation, and then I'll pick up from there with another video. Alright, so it's finally tasting day for the maple syrup kombucha. Just going to start off with the maple syrup one, and then I'll go into the bacon syrup one. Alright. Not a lot of carbonation. Here it is. And that's an interesting flavor. It's I think if it would have carbonated better, it would taste a little better. I mean, it definitely tastes like maple syrup mixed with kombucha. Um, it's interesting. I kind of like it. I don't think I would ever put it on tap or anything or drink it regularly, but it's definitely an interesting flavor. So yeah, I mean, it's okay. I'm gonna try the bacon one next. All right, not a lot of carbonation with this one either. Um, so this one, like I said, I put bacon in it along with the maple syrup. I got this idea from the Big Book of Kombucha, and I thought it might be an interesting idea. It's got me a little nervous using meat within kombucha, but see. It's interesting. I would never make this again, but it added like a smoky flavor to it. So there's the maple and the smokiness. It's just kind of weird to be drinking it. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend making it. It's it just tastes like bacon, and it's not exactly the flavor you want in your kombucha. Um, but yeah, I thought it'd be fun to try. I don't think I'll try it again. So I hope I at least saved you from going down this route. If anything, I thought the syrup was okay, just kind of different. You know, it might be fun to try out, but don't do bacon. It's that's just weird.